Hello, welcome everybody to our very first NACE Rocket League playoff match, going to be St. Clair College versus West Virginia University, Potomac specifically, and it's going to be an interesting one. I do believe we've played this team in the past season, and I want to say we took it in pretty convincing fashion, but I could be thinking of another team. But nonetheless, we will take a look and see who our starting lineup, of course, is, because you may have heard these guys are getting ready to go already for the most part. So, of course, on our Rocket League squad, we have Tyler Fusion Bellavance, Ryan Cariz Gray, Kamal Alariri on the squad, taking the field to start things off here today. Coached, of course, by Ethan Sinclair and Mike Lapine. Should be starting momentarily, just getting everybody in the lobby. Wanted to say hi to everybody, make sure that, we didn't quite forget about you. Of course, started a little bit later than usual. Seems like WVU is just taking a little bit of time to get into the lobby with us here today. Should not be too much longer, that is. And of course, to introduce myself, I mean, if you've watched enough streams here, you probably know who I am already, but if you're ever new here, of course, my name Dan Banner, aka Mr. Danner, is your producer here on the Saints Gaming CA channel. And looking forward to broadcasting this match here with you tonight. Of course, there's a possibility that we get 2 matches tonight, depending on how this broadcast, or not this broadcast, but how this match ends up going. Because both the round of 32 and the round of 16 are happening back-to-back tonight. It's going to be scheduled, I believe, for 9:15. But if I know this Rocket League squad, as soon as everybody's ready, they just go and keep me on my toes, to say the least. Taking a look now, looks like on the blue side for this matchup overall, St. Clair's going to start on blue, then WVU going to be on the orange side. Looking at their team, we have Rots, we have Goal Food, and SJS, looking like they're going to start in this matchup. Team just getting themselves ready, should be starting momentarily, of course. But of course, before we do end up starting this first matchup, I want to thank the sponsors, of course, that do make this possible, that being the St. Clair Alumni Association, PC Outlet, Zuckelman School of Business and IT, St. Clair College, of course, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair College SRC, making the St. Clair Saints, the Saints gaming program, possible. And the fact that we can have these broadcasts, have all these esports teams, and all these great matches for you here, it's all thanks to them. And of course, big thank you to everybody who's already tuned into this matchup for your support towards our teams. But without further ado, we're finally going to get underway. Game number 1 between St. Clair College and West Virginia University underway. Off the opening face-off, it did go into the St. Clair zone for the briefest moment, but now it's going to be Kamal who's going to get the first quick goal. This is something that we see pretty consistently here with the St. Clair College Rocket League matchups, is just the fact that within the first 20 to 30 seconds, there's almost always guaranteed a goal. Sometimes it's against St. Clair, sometimes it's in their favor. I know in the matchup versus Durham College last night, we got, excuse me, taken down pretty consistently in that early phase. But today, St. Clair, Kamal specifically, going to get us on the board nice and quick. But of course, now that we're in these NACE playoffs, this is definitely the time where you want to start off strong. Kamal into the WVU zone, going to be picked up by SJS, but now Fusion taking it from Goal Food, misses his mark. Cariz is going to send this towards the crease. Kamal puts it forward. Cariz is going to try and back it up, but it's going to be denied. SJS right at the last possible moment, getting his back bumper onto that one. Shot on the St. Clair net, going to be stopped by Fusion as he carries this thing into the WVU zone. Going to be stopped eventually by Rotz. He's going to carry it over, try to use the wall to his advantage, and was sending it on the way to the net, but it's going to be stopped, of course, here by Fusion. Three minutes, 20 seconds still to go in this very first game. Of course, best of 5 action for you here tonight. Possibly two, like I was saying before, depending on how the results of this one does end up going. Quite the busy night for the Saints, of course, across the board. Overwatch team already getting their first victory in UCA Overwatch action. And now there's the matchup here, as well as a shot on net. Actually, hang on a second. SJS finding his chance to sneak it in, as there was nobody home from the defense of St. Clair. Kamal was there, but could not find the contact he was looking for. Wide open net, and we have ourselves a 1-1 game. Just under 3 minutes to go here, tied up 1-1, of course. Goal Food going to move this forward. West Virginia looking to attack here, but not going to get the opportunity they were looking for. A nice little bump there from Fusion, but it's going to end up getting controlled from WVU for this moment. Kamal from the corner going to be put aside by Rotz. Would be on target. Carriz is going to be forced to go back. Goal Food tries to get a piece of it as well. Still going towards the St. Clair net. Going to force Kamal up high. Does get it, excuse me, does get over Goal Food, but not going to get it on the net until Rotz gets himself an additional shot. But it goes wide and allows Kamal to move this forward. Collided in the midfield to Carriz with a good clearing attempt off the roof. But going to be cleared out once again by Rotz. A Fusion putting it into the WVU zone. Shots fired, but it's going to be stopped. SJS on top of that one. Rotz from the ceiling down, going to be met by Fusion, so it's going to get stuck in the St. Clair zone off to the right corner. Shot again from Rotz off the backboard. Goal Food coming in hot, and he's going to be able to get it into the back of the net. Huge start now. WVU gave up that first one, but they got two relatively decently answered goals after St. Clair getting themselves a little overeager, it looks like, and they very well might drop game one if they can't get themselves back into this. Granted, 1-goal game, still just under 2 minutes left to go. Plenty of time to get something done. Kamal going to take to the skies, but it's going to be denied by Rotz as he passes it up to SJS. Carriz picks it up, but it's going to be met by Goal Food. Rotz gets the pass off of that. Looking to get something additional, but it's not going to happen as Fusion gets a piece of it, but SJS with the shot on target. Kamal going to have to flick it over to the side. From Kamal to Fusion, but it gets picked up by SJS. Fusion goes up, met by Rotz. You can tell that Rotz, Goal Food, pretty much this entire WVU squad are so much more comfortable in the skies compared to some of the other teams that we've seen so far in the season for both leagues, respectively. Yeah, Fusion just can't go up there by himself. It's going to get challenged every single time, as we see. Fusion runs out of gas. Rotz right there turns it over and was able to even get a shot on target. And we do see Goal Food with the aggressive play there on to Carriz, taking him out of the play for the moment, as we are down to 35 seconds left in this first game. Can they close it out right here? They're looking to set something up, but Fusion going to try and make a beeline towards that West Virginia net, but it's going to just get passed off to Fusion at the midfield. Runs out a boost again. He's going into the skies, but he's not exactly going anywhere, it feels like. Goal Food on target. There's a shot. It was actually saved by Carriz and his own player, unfortunately, there for WVU. This could get turned into an opportunity. Fusion from the skies. Can he carry this one in? He's going to just ding him off both goalposts. Absolute heartbreaker for St. Clair fans, as that one should have been it. Can they get one more shot to knock it in? They're not going to be able to do so. An absolute heartbreaking last few seconds for St. Clair as they hit the ball off of both posts, which would have been the tying goal, forcing the overtime. So West Virginia University Potomac going to start things off on the right foot, getting themselves a W here in game number 1. After starting out behind both SJS and GoalFood, finding the right shots, SJS being the defensive madman, it would seem, getting himself 3 saves here in this game. Meanwhile, Rots just shot after shot after shot. He may not necessarily be the one scoring the goals, but he's one of the players putting on the most pressure here in this game, it seems. Game number 2. Just about to get underway now. St. Clair need to find themselves a quick turnaround. I mean, this is a very similar fashion to what we saw during the match yesterday with Durham College. Dropped the first one, got the next, or got one. It wasn't until game 4 that they were able to tie this thing back up again. And of course did end up going to game 5 where they eventually did go down. But of course, St. Clair looking to change that tonight, and that might be a fantastic way to get things started, but once again, Fusion off the crossbar. The post is your most reliable teammate, it seems, today here for the side of WVU. It's like 2-3 times so far that post has come in absolutely clutch. Kriz off the backboard, passes the Fusion. Fusion on target, but it's going to be denied. Rot's getting there before Kriz could make the deflect. GoalFood into the corner, gets past Fusion. Gonna chase it himself, but he does have a teammate. You're getting ready to back him up. Gotta send it towards the center. Fusion to the skies, just knocks it down to Kriz. Good little interception here from Rots, though. Gonna put it back into the center, but shot on target, gonna be denied. Kriz getting 2 pieces of that one, make sure that one did not go in, and he's back into the skies himself to try and chase it down. Instantly taken down. Rots not gonna let him get past center for free. Fusion's centering attempt goes a bit high. Kriz is up in the sky, but could not make contact. Gonna force Kamal to come out here. Fusion shot goes a little bit wide. Kriz gonna pick it up next. Gonna take to the skies. Dodges past one, but not gonna dodge it past SJS. But Kamal and Fusion are right there, but so is Rots with one more solid save to keep his team in this game. A lot of pressure coming out here from St. Clair to start off this game. But now let's see if WVU can manage to turn this one back into their favor, as they are pretty much right inside the crease. Rot goes up, tries to drop it down, but nobody is going to be there to finish that one off. You see Fusion trying to slow it down. GoalFood was flying in pretty hot, may have overextended himself a bit. That's why SJS is there in the background to make sure that if anything silly happens, he can still clear it away. Fusion going to go up to save. SGS right there with the pressure. Really making Fusion uncomfortable here in this game, it would seem, but he does manage to get it past one. SJS passes it to Rots, but goes a little bit too far. It's going to allow Kamal to pick this one out. Rots ends up with control, centering attempt, but SJS not going to be able to find the shot. GoalFood is going to get completely smacked here, but he does manage to at least get this thing centered. Kamal going to come back just in time to clear that thing out of the crease. It was sitting dead center. That could have been devastating for St. Clair. They do not want to give up a goal with this much time remaining, with 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. As we see so far, these have been very low-scoring games. Not exactly a slobber knocker. As we see a shot on target. Rots with a huge shot, but Kamal with an even bigger save. Kriz going to make sure that doesn't go in, but he's actually going to get taken out right away. GoalFood taking him out there. Rots denying the offensive attempt from St. Clair. He's going to end up paying for it, however. We're getting aggressive here in this game number 2. I kind of like it. I mean, of course, we're normally meant to play the ball, but times can happen where playing the player himself is sometimes a good idea, and both teams seem to be using that strategy to their disposal. Rots tries to slow it down, but the ball's still stuck in the St. Clair zone. Ever since about the 3-minute mark, it seems like now it's been all WVU. They've not been able to get it out of this zone for a very long time. Kamal's going to try and take it himself. Shot on target. He's actually going to get it. Puts it into the corner. Just carries it out himself from his own corner. And SJS missing the shot, and unfortunately there for the goaltender. Just unfortunately didn't position himself properly. So St. Clair looking to bring this tied up 1-1 in the series if they can last another minute 20 in this game. Kamal shot on target. SJS with the save. Ball's now back into the St. Clair zone. SJS looking for another opportunity, but it's going to be stopped by Kamal as he clears it. Going to force GoFood to try and make the stop. Rot's going to get involved as well and start carrying this thing, dodging the defenseman from St. Clair College. Centering attempt here coming as well. Kamal with a big save. GoFood, a slow centering shot. That was Rot's there ready for it, but Fusion was ready as well. Another shot. Korea's going to put that into the corner. 35 seconds left on the clock for St. Clair to try and hang on to this 1-goal lead. Not giving themselves much wiggle room, but that might have been exactly what they were looking for. Fusion, with fantastic individual effort to make sure that he puts this in himself. Fought it off against Rots, waited for GoFood to make a move, and he found his opportunity. He even banks it off of SJS. There was no chance that SJS had to adjust his angle to make sure it didn't go towards the net. So well played from him to get this a 2-0 game number 2. 20 seconds left to go. Probably going in St. Clair's favor. I've seen crazy quick goals, crazy comebacks, but when you got Kamal snapping your axles, it's going to be difficult, to say the least. Final 10 seconds left on the clock and counting down. Fusion into the corner, centering ball, but this one is going to St. Clair. Either 2-0 or 2-1, more than likely, at the finish of that one. Just has to hit the ground one more time. There it goes. St. Clair not going to let this game run away from them. Picking up game number 2. And granted, that was still a very back-and-forth game. The first couple seconds, the first couple minutes, rather, of this game was pretty St. Clair favored. They managed to get in a bunch of shots. We see Kamal and Fusion with 4 and 3, respectively. Definitely shows why they're the ones on the scoreboard. The fact that there was absolutely no assists in this game is kind of interesting. You don't see that too often, but sometimes the individual player gets exactly what they need to make the plays. Kamal and Fusion both capitalizing on that greatly and are able to push St. Clair into this 1-1 game, not let West Virginia Potomac get any sort of crazy momentum going. Yeah, they won game 1. They gave it up, but they're going to try and recover as quick as possible. I see they're waiting on me. They're my bad guys. All right, game number 3 right around the corner. Well, without further ado, let's hop into it. Why don't we? Of course, these NACE playoffs themselves, this section you're seeing right here is in the top 32. So being able to make the top 32 already a fantastic feat in itself here in the NACE League. But of course, you want to go further. And these are 2 extremely good teams here. Like I was saying throughout the season here for this Rocket League squad, this is probably one of the better, if not the best squad we've seen from our St. Clair Rocket League squad. And we know that they can keep pushing forward, so it'd be crazy to see it get shut down today, but at the same time, West Virginia University, Potomac, doing a fantastic job so far in this game, showing that they are just as strong as our St. Clair team. Centering attempt, Korea is going to take the first shot of this game, but Rots is going to stop that. Kamal now in the corner of the WVU zone. Forcing GoFood up. A nice little extra touch there from SJS, actually. I believe that was Fusion going in hot to try and get a piece of it. So we see him up to the skies again. Backboard. Kamal, shot on target. He's going to find it. Just tucks it into the bottom left corner from the pass from Fusion. Gets a piece of it off the backboard. He was just not ready. SJS and GoFood both maybe getting just the slightest hits on that for the save, but are not going to find it. First minute goes down, St. Clair on the board again. Kamal managing to put it into the corner past 2 of the defenders of WVU. Rots tries to make something happen, but kind of falls aside. Going to just end up getting a little aggressive, taking Kariz out of this play, and it will allow West Virginia to move forward, put the ball into the crease of the St. Clair zone. That was Rots looking for the shot attempt, but he did not quite find the angle he was looking for. Going to end up passing it back here where GoFood's going to pick it up. And it does go back over to Rot. A little bit of a 2v1 here, but Clair is going to make sure that doesn't happen. And the shot from Kamal is going to be stopped by Goldfood. Really had to blow a ton of boost to make sure he can catch that shot. But was able to put it aside as we now see Kamal dump it back into the corner. Shot from Clair is going to be uncontested. The pass from Kamal. Perfect timing here for St. Clair to get themselves up 2-0. Goldfood tried to put it off the corner, but it was actually a perfect pass of sorts. And it's going to put it right into the right corner. And two rather clean, relatively uncontested goals. The first one, there was somebody in net, but just got it by him. And St. Clair have really got the ball rolling now, so to speak, as the pressure has been pretty much in their favor since the start of this game. West Virginia, of course, still plenty of time to make something happen. There's still 3 minutes here in this matchup, and they do actually have it in the St. Clair zone for this time being. Kamal passes it over to Clair. Fusion shot, going to possibly be on target. Goldfood going to steer it aside. Clair with the rebound, stopped by Rotz. Rotz is then going to take it himself after the save, carry it all the way into the St. Clair zone. Pops it up in the center. Is there anybody to answer for it? It's actually going to be Clair. Passes it off to Kamal. Kamal goes towards the backboard, could not get it in time, but actually another shot, but Rotz, last possible second, just by the tread of a wheel. Going to stop it until Fusion comes out of nowhere. This pinch was absolutely like perfect angled. Unfortunate for Rotz, he does make contact with it, but Fusion's extra hit just puts it dead center of the net. And St. Clair running away with game number 3 compared to how these last couple games have been going. Off the face-off, we're in the St. Clair zone. Fusion going to try and carry it out himself. Gets it past Goldfood, but can't get it past Rotz. He's going to try and control it, but it actually gets picked up by Clair. Fusion, they're ready and waiting. The shot from SJS is not going to find its mark. Wide open net, and the Rotz and the crossbar teaming up to make sure that doesn't go in the net. Clair's going to keep it in the West Virginia zone for a second, but now a shot from Rotz from across the map going to go close to the net, just a bit high. SJS tries to flick it over Clair. Clair's not going to fall for it. Kamal with the slowdown. Has to deal with Rotz as well. Rotz is just going to try and brute force this thing through 2 or 3 cars. Nearly worked until Clair came in with the backup. Now St. Clair with an opportunity to slow it down. Never mind. Apparently Goldfood is looking to set up the play now. Takes down Fusion. Forced to try and get into this play with not very much boost. Tries to clear it, but it's not going to be very successful. Ball still stuck in the St. Clair zone. SJS off the roof. Passes it to Rotz. Rotz to Goldfood. Goldfood now putting it into the left corner. So Fusion is able to carry this one out. Looks for an additional touch, but Rotz is not going to let that happen. Right back into the St. Clair zone we go. 50 seconds left to go in this match. Kamal chasing Goldfood. Gathering up all the boost as well, as we see Goldfood is completely neutered of all of his boost. An absolute slow little sedan. But SJS, he just got to walk in here for free. What the heck just happened there? That's one way to get something started. There's 36 seconds left to go. St. Clair can't be sleeping yet. Just manages to get around Kamal and everybody else on the side of St. Clair and was able to literally just walk it through. A very awkward and uncharacteristic goal here. St. Clair letting in, but that being said, they still have a 2-goal lead in this game with 30 seconds left to go. That's still enough time to make it happen, however. West Virginia needs to make it happen like this second, however, and SJS, he's damn well going to try. 20 seconds left, shot on target was going to be contested by Clair. Now Kamal's just going to put it up to the skies, waste as much time as possible. And I think they might have done it, but they may not get away completely scot-free. One more shot ready to go. Goldfood centers. Shot from SJS blocked. And St. Clair going to win game number 3. Sure, that one goal was a little bit weird, but otherwise, St. Clair looking fantastic here in this matchup. Everybody on the side of St. Clair getting themselves on the scoreboard with a goal and an assist in this game. Clair with a ton of shots while also being a fantastic defensive threat as well. And then the only goal Coming out for the side of West Virginia University is, of course, coming off of the bumper of SJS, who was basically able to walk it in himself, but that one play is not going to be enough to get him into an overtime situation. So St. Clair, one game away from moving forward in this NACE Rocket League playoff series. Of course, the round of 16 is also happening tonight. So if St. Clair do close this up, we'll probably take a short break, but then we'll be back with the next matchup as soon as we figure out who it actually is. But that being said, we still have Game 4 and possibly Game 5 to deal with here versus West Virginia. And as you can hear, the engines are revving. It's just about time to get things going with possibly the final game of this series, Game 4 here, St. Clair College match point. Can they keep this pressure up? They did a fantastic job in Game 3. But I feel like West Virginia was starting to adjust near the end of that game. We'll have to see if I'm completely correct on that or if it was wishful thinking. As we see, ball stuck in the West Virginia zone off the start. Bowl Food passes it off to SJS, who's on hot pursuit, but Fusion going to interfere with them a bit. Fusion to Correz. Correz onto the target, just barely. Going to be too high to make that one go into the net. Shots from Goal Food goes wide. SJS was really trying to get there, but as we can see, he's extremely low on boost. Just did not have the resources necessary to make that play happen, which is too bad there for West Virginia because that was actually a fantastic opportunity. SJS kind of getting himself stuck here. It's going to force Rots to make the play instead as the ball gets stuck in the neutral zone. 1 minute in, and we don't have a goal on either side. So getting past that that cursed blitz mark of 20 seconds into this game, where it seems like anything goes sometimes. Stuck in the neutral zone once again, flying high towards the West Virginia zone. It's going to be the shot from Fusion. Stopped by Rots, but ends up getting the rebounds over to Correz. Correz on target. SJS going to be forced to push that aside, but he's going to get his own rebound. Shot on target. Crossbar coming in clutch, but Kamal comes in with the rebound, banks it off of the defender, and St. Clair go up 1-0 in what could possibly be the final game of this series. Heartbreaker there. I believe that was Rots flying in, but got a piece of it, but not the right angle. Off the face-off, SJS carries this into St. Clair's zone. Rots looks for the rebound shot, but not going to find it. In the corner with Fusion. Fusion going to just fire it off into the skies and chase after it. Korea's also thinking about doing the exact same thing. Both of them blowing a lot of boosts to essentially just give up the shot to one another. Hopefully they can fuel up real quick and get themselves back in the play. There we go. Korea's to Fusion. Fusion carrying it in. He's going to find it. Had the breakout opportunity. Just nowhere or no defense in sight. Gets past Goal Food, and Fusion with one additional tap going to be able to push this forward and finds himself in the back of the net once again. Under 3 minutes left to go in this fourth game. Goal Food and the rest of the WVU squad need to make something happen nice and quick if they want to keep themselves in this series. St. Clair, of course, on the doorstep of moving forward in these NACE playoffs. SJS looking for a shot, but it is going to be denied by Kariz. Carries it all the way in. In the corner, Kamal with this shot. It's going to go high. The Fusion is there as well, but it's going to get picked up by Rots. Fusion interferes with it just enough, but it is going to be eventually taken out of the zone by the WVU squad. Kamal with one juke, two juke. Can he find Rots as well? Clearing, or centering attempt rather. Okay, Rots not going to let that happen. His teammates might have got danced around, but he is there to stand guard of the West Virginia goal. Rots sends it in. Korea's going to stop it. Passes it up to Kamal. Kamal towards the net off the backboard. Korea's with the shot, and he's going to find himself his first goal in this game, getting St. Clair up to a 3-goal lead. They've really started to come around here, it looks like, and that was just perfect timing there for Kariz. We saw, I think that was Rots charging in, trying to get into position. They could not find the right angle to attack at. And St. Clair looking like they're kind of running away with this one a bit. This is a tough lead to try and strike, considering how low the goals have been on both sides so far in this series. SJS with the center. It's going to get pushed aside by Kariz, who passes it up to Kamal. Back to Kariz off the top where Rots is waiting. Going to try and bring it down. Stopped by Fusion. Doesn't have any additional boost to continue to chase away, though. That's going to let West Virginia to move forward for a second until Kariz comes out aggressively. Kariz to Kamal. Kamal centers it. Going to be saved by Rots. Puts it aside into his own corner and is going to deny the centering attempt as well as he passes it off to SJS. SJS to Goal Food, centers. Nobody going to be in position for the shot, however. It just feels like this West Virginia University squad, they have pretty much everything else ready except the person who's supposed to deliver the shot, supposed to deliver the finisher. They get themselves so many awesome opportunities like this where they have the ball centered, players are in position, but they can't seem to find that dang shot. They can't find the finish. And it's really going to cost. It explains why this has been a relatively low-scoring series so far, because it's been a lot based off of breakouts, as we see Fusion try to make something happen as well. But yeah, just some of their aerial play seems to be slipping a little bit, and they've not been able to get the shots when they very well could have found them. As this could be a breakout opportunity here, Rots is going to be forced to blow everything he has to make sure he gets back into the net. Goal Food almost being able to take advantage, however, as there was 3 Saints up forward. About 10 seconds left on the clock. This one is all for naught. St. Clair College on a fantastic pace and find themselves into the playoffs, and this is going to seal the deal. St. Clair College going to win against West Virginia University Potomac and put themselves into the top 16 of the NACE Rocket League fall season. And everybody dips, because now we got to get ready for another match. Another one of those games where everybody on the side of St. Clair find themselves on the scoreboard. No real standout when everybody's the standout. And that's definitely a good thing to have. Do see Kariz picking up 2 assists for himself. Kamal 1 as well. And then Kamal credited with the 2 saves from only 2 shots from West Virginia. Was eventually able to slow it down and shut it down, getting that goal, or getting the goals nice and quick, and just making sure they can secure the rest of the series after that. So St. Clair, of course, like I said before, going to be moving forward into the next matchup. The top 16 right around the corner. Winning that in 3-2-1 fashion. Yeah, the action is definitely not done here for St. Clair College. There's 2 other things going on, because this has been a busy day for us, actually. So much action going on in college esports right now. Multiple seasons finishing, playoffs are right around the corner for some of these, or leagues like this where we are already in playoffs. So right now, it's going to be in about another half hour or so before we do start the next NACE Rocket League matchup. Once I know which team we're playing up against, I'll definitely let you know, but that could still be a couple moments. In the meantime, however, if you hop on over to the UCEA stream, UCEA GG on Twitch. In fact, I might shut the stream off so we can host it. Counter-Strike, the final season finale game, is up against, or it's us versus Alma, which is apparently, or no, not Alma, Ashland. Yeah, it's Ashland, I believe. And they have a fantastic team. That's going to be a hard one. So hop into the CSGO game. Let's take a look and see how this one concludes. And by the time that's over, as long as it doesn't go into any crazy overtimes, it is going to be right back here for some more NACE Rocket League playoff action. And in fact, I'll host us over so that we all transfer together. Of course, I want to see those Griffins in chat, and I want to see everybody here back in chat supporting our Rocket League squad. When we come back at 9:15 is the scheduled start time. If it does start sooner, I'll just stop the host and make sure that we have the match up here. And then if you have access to multi-Twitch, fire up all the streams at once if you have the bandwidth for it. Support as many of our teams as possible and support college esports as much as possible. Of course, big thank you to the sponsors that made this match possible. Of course, St. Clair College Alumni Association, St. Clair College itself, Suckelman School of Business and Information Technology, Tim Hortons, the St. Clair SRC, EC Outlet. Thank you all for making this happen. And of course, thank you for everybody for tuning in. I'll see you in a couple minutes. I'll switch over to hosting the UCEA match for Counter-Strike. And then within a half hour's time, we'll get ready with the next playoff match here in the NACE Rocket League series. Take care, everybody.